How's everybody doing? Ah, well, we're beginning the series with a bang. Uh, some of you have donated and have me messages on my email. Someone last week, I believe, or 2 or 3 days ago, sent some money. I believe it's Marcus, last name, and I'm trying to get to him today. Sent over 100, and I'm trying to get to him today. Guys, thank you so much for your donations. Thank you. Keep them coming for content. We are almost ready with the paid subscription and putting it together. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Give me a little more spunk and a little more support. Guys, thank you. I love you. And it won't be long. And trust me, you're going to love what I have prepared for you. You're going to love it. Now, I have 2 contents for you. This is my gift. Remember, download the medium.com app so you can read my thesis. It is out of this world. You think I'm talking shit on the videos? You need to read them motherfucking treaties. Okay. Oh, Johnny Pacheco. Hey, la esencia del guaguanco. Jupiter in Aries. Aries. Oh, wow. Life. Aries symbolizes life. The Big Bang. Without Aries, there is no universe. The gods of Aries are terrifying, beautiful, majestic, and masculine. Jupiter in Aries. Ay, este rico. I got my spliff, and I'm drinking a frappuccino with a little, protein shake, to go to the gym later. Aries rules the physical body and the strength of the physical body. So that means working out. Aries is cardinal fire, and it is the beginning of things. Aries rules the beginning of things. Where Aries falls in the birth chart is also where your resources are. Aries is the sign of resources. So wherever you have Aries falling in the birth chart wheel is where your resources are. It is where you never run out of resources, depending on the house, sign, and placement of Aries. The important thing here is the sign of Aries and where it is located in the birth chart. With Jupiter in Aries, ooh, there is no limit to what you can do, you can achieve, what you can conquer, because Aries is also the sign of the warrior, and there is joy in conquest. Now, this is true when we're talking about actually being at war and fighting in war. Yes. But it's more than that with Aries. Aries requires a certain level of risk-taking in which you don't look back. You don't hesitate. You don't. This is why Aries is so dangerous and so foolhardy. It's the baby! And the baby doesn't know any better. A baby doesn't have an ego to guide it. A baby doesn't have personality to distinguish itself from somebody else or even its own mother. A baby is governed strictly and solely by instinct. So therefore, Aries, wherever it falls in the horoscope, in the birth chart, defines the instincts within you. It is where you act without thought. Where if a baby falls in the lake and you're in the boat, you're going to instantly jump into the water and save that baby. You don't even think if you might lose your life in the process, or the baby might come out, but not you. You don't have time to think about that. You just jump and you just do. This is the cardinality of Aries. Look at the sugar all the way at the bottom. Okay. You know, this is very heavy protein, so it has to be drunk almost all day, every day. Okay, so what does it mean to have Jupiter? Oh, wait a minute. Let us, before I begin, let me jump and look at some of these comments. Let's jump right in. We're going to jump right in. Okay. Some of you got Aries in the 12th house or in the midheaven. We're going to get, into it. Now, understand that when you have Jupiter in Aries, you excel in business. And if you are in business and you have Jupiter in Aries, you can succeed with a bang. I mean, overnight, and be an overnight sensation. Hello, everybody. Hello. Understand that with Jupiter in Aries, you overcome your enemies, because Jupiter, not Jupiter, but Aries rules enemies, open enemies. So if you have a very strong Aries in the birth chart, you're going to have your fair share of enemies. With Jupiter in Aries, you squash your enemies like cockroaches. La cara linda, que linda son. Ismael Rivera. Okay? So understand that Aries, if you know and if you understand the mythology of Aries, Aries is the bad boy in the zodiac. And he is foolhardy, reckless, thoughtless, arrogant, narcissistic, and can be a bully. But the good thing about the sign of Aries is that they get things done. And whatever they say in their word, they actually do it. And when it comes to making money, well, I don't know any Aries man or woman with the sun in Aries or the moon in Aries that lacks money. Money comes to us like water. Like water. We spend it and more comes. If we don't spend it, the money stops. So Aries rules currency, not the actual money, not the paper, but the actual currency, which means the flow. It's Latin, currency, corriente, la corriente. Money is a currency. And Aries understands this par excellence. And he knows how to tap into opportunities that other people might not look or might miss or might overlook. But Aries is also one that will look and go where angels fear to tread, and Aries will go into the wilderness. Let me put an example. He will go into the wilderness, and in the wilderness, especially the Amazon, you could die 101 ways in the Amazon. Or you can go to a dense forest like they have in Japan or in Germany and actually get lost and never be found. Not true of Aries or anyone with a strong Aries placement. With Aries, you will be able to go out there, conquer what you need to conquer, and come back with the Holy Grail. You might be all cut up and bruised up, fucked up a little bit around the edges, but you're going to come with that Grail. Now, what does this have to do with Jupiter in Aries? Well, we have to explain to you that Jupiter functions in the birth chart by providing and also rescuing. two functions, providing and rescuing. And if you rescue, then that means that you're in trouble, which necessitates your rescue. So when you have Jupiter in Aries, you are rescued. You are rescued from harm, from adversity. Because let me tell you, Aries already provides that. Already he is, and he could be so thoughtless, or she can be so thoughtless. But one thing about the Aries individual is that they have a vision, and they're visionaries. They may not be keen on the detail. Don't bother Aries with no detail. They don't want to hear it. You might have to talk to Virgo or to Taurus, and they handle the details quite well. And Cancer, and Capricorn, not Aries. Aries can't stand details. He can't stand having to wait, and doesn't have a lot of patience. Ooh, Jupiter in Aries can make these characteristics worse, or it can actually provide fusion. Remember I told you about that? It can create fusion and bring about a realization of inner harmony with outer balance. This is also symbolized by Jupiter establishing balance. Balance through action. We see this same cardinality shift in the sign of Libra, where we have the same principle at work, but the shift is not physical like it is with Aries. It is the opposite polarity, which is Libra. The change becomes a mental consciousness change, which then precipitates an action that awards and rewards and supports and brings about that consciousness. And this is expressed by the opposite polarity of Aries. When Jupiter is in Aries, there is a tendency to overinflate. Because another thing about Jupiter in Aries is that Jupiter is an amplifier. Remember, Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system. So psychologically, Jupiter, it rules expansion, Sagittarius. So Jupiter, wherever you find it in the horoscope, will necessitate psychological expansion of consciousness. But because of the polarity point of Libra, this can also be thrown out of balance. Jupiter in Aries can be just as cruel as Mars in Aries. It is a question of how old you are. Are you over 30 or below 30? Are you functioning from a higher vibration? Or are you still in the level of evolution where you need to evolve? And if that's the case, then Jupiter in Aries will allow you to go forward and even commit foolish mistakes. Jupiter also rules grandiosity. There are some people that might think too much of themselves and feel very grandiose. There are pathological conditions in the human psyche and personality, if you're dealing with sociology and social sciences, that there are people that suffer from feelings of grandiosity. They think they are more than they are. This is one of the pitfalls of Jupiter in Aries. Oh, hey, los timbales. Los timbales. Jupiter in Aries. Jupiter in Aries. Okay. Now, there's another aspect. Thank you, guys. There's another aspect of Jupiter in Aries. And that is that it can do things in such a grandiose way that it ends up harming than helping. Jupiter can teach you a lesson and give you the gifts before you are mature enough to handle them. This is especially true if you were born with Jupiter retrograde, or if Jupiter goes retrograde by secondary progression. Oh, this wind. This wind is something else. This wind is wicked. For Florida. Right? So understand that the virtues, the cardinal virtues of Aries can become very, very off balance. Jupiter expands. There is a natural expansion when it comes to this planet. Now, the opposite of expansion is contraction. That belongs to Saturn. When you have Saturn in Aries, which is in its fall, Saturn in Aries is in its fall, meaning that Saturn does not work well at all in Aries. It actually hinders Aries. I was born with Saturn in Aries, in the third house, and hence the communication, computers, video, all that, it makes my work living hell. Living hell. I have the unfortunate placing of Saturn in Aries. But Jupiter in Aries, for those of you who are lucky enough to have that position in Aries, you are here to do your own thing and to be confident about doing your own thing. Because here's the thing, if you're not confident about doing your own thing, then Jupiter in Aries will not work well for you. It will not work well for you. No, it won't. No, it won't. So, understand. One second, please. You have to understand that everything in life is a process of evolution and evolving. The planets can be just as helpful or just as destructive to you. It truly does depend on the level of your evolution. Uy, there's silencio. Oh no, wait a minute. No, I gotta savor this. Oh my God. Oh no, you gotta, el ritmo, baby, el ritmo. Okay. It was just a little scotch, I love you guys too. Understand that with Jupiter in Aries, listen, you ain't gonna go, for example, let me give you an example. I have this client that wanted a loan. He wanted a bank loan. And the motherfucker has the credit for a bank loan and makes money. But he did not get the loan. Oh. He did not get the loan that he was supposed to get. And, it could be anything. With banks, you don't know what it could be. So when he came to me as a client, he said, well, that's fucked up. What can I do, Fernando? And he got my services and told me, okay, you pay for the reading, guys, at www.paypal.me/thepeoplesastrologer. That's the link. And I will be giving readings today for those of you who send money to the PayPal or to Mighty Love 711. Either two, okay? I know many of you probably are from outside the United States, so you have to use the PayPal, okay? And I don't have the super chat button for the Snapchat. YouTube doesn't know what's going on, and they should. So that, so unfortunately you're going to have to do it that way, through PayPal or to Mighty Love 711. So, going back to Jupiter in Aries. Jupiter in Aries can overdo things. You can overdo things. You can overdo it. But going back to the example of the man who was rejected for the loan. I mean, you never know what can make a bank say yes or no. Okay? Someone said, this is someone said it. I didn't quite get that concerning what did not work or work. Hold on. Let me finish this example first. You know what I had to tell that client? Well, you know what? If you're not getting loans and people are not giving you what you need, even though you more than qualify for the loan, then that means that you are supposed to raise that money yourself. You are supposed to find a way to get that motherfucking money. Because if you don't know how to, Aries, then nobody can. For the exception of Capricorn, the devil. But Capricorn is cardinal, just like Aries, and Libra, and Cancer. But when it comes to, yes, Cancer is a money-making sign. Yes, hands down, Cancer. Cancer. Fantastic money makers. Fantastic. But here's the thing. When it comes to Aries, the psychology about money is quite different than the psychology of money concerning Cancer, Capricorn, and Libra, or for the other signs of the zodiac for that matter. Aries does not worry about money. And money, thank you, London, for your donation. Thank you. Thank you. You have to understand that if you cannot get what you need from people, whether it's money, whatever it is, you have it within you to make it happen without anybody's help, without anybody's assistance. Jupiter in Aries awards you 100% compensation for what you want. But the key is that you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that you can do it. If you don't, then you're not going to experience the effects of Jupiter. Because Jupiter knows nothing about doubt, negativity, depression. Talk to Saturn about that. That's Saturn. But when it comes to Jupiter, it's all good, baby. It's all good. But you got to feel worthy about it. You got to feel good about receiving it. Otherwise, the guys are going to go like, motherfucker ain't ready. He don't even love himself. He don't even believe in himself. Why the fuck am I going to give him the doors of wealth when the motherfucker don't even know how to love himself enough to get it? So, and I'm using money as an example, but this can be applied to any principle. So for those of you with Jupiter in Aries, congratulations. You should not lack any money. You should not lack anything. Because everything, depending on your own belief system and confidence in yourself, you'll be able to obtain what you want. The only way that this equation may not work is for two reasons. You're not at a Jupiter cycle yet, and I told you it's every 12 years. And it escalates to a higher benefit the higher you go in the years. Okay? Now, that's one way. The other way is if Jupiter is retrograde, if you were born with Jupiter retrograde, then that can be a problem. The gifts and expansion that you're supposed to be getting from the universe are within and are withheld, which means that there is a process still of evolution that has to occur internally for you to be able to experience the benefits of Jupiter. Okay? Guys, donate for content. I hope this was a very good beginning of Jupiter in Aries. Okay? So, oh my God, it's so cold in here. It's so cold in here, It has me like, ooh. But understand, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And now stay tuned as we enter Jupiter in the Earth sign of Taurus. and I will answer your questions.